Hey, what's up, everybody? That's a tap with CT and DJ here for another episode. Tonight, we break down, we talk about the news, the breaking news, DJ,
Yeah,
in the heavyweight boxing world. Are you ready?
man, I wasn't ready. I'll tell you that. Like I wasn't ready. Because, I mean, we knew about the fight falling out, but we weren't expecting the breaking news, the way it was released, the platform, everything was just it just came out of nowhere. I remember waking up, seeing a message from you, and I remember going, "What the fuck is this?" And then obviously proceeded to watch the video. So like as the first, that's how I started my day. Man, pretty uh, pretty crazy how the events unfolded. Obviously, we were all devastated. Let's just take it back a little bit. Um, it happened. I mean, yesterday we got news that Tyson Fury's unable to compete on the 17th of February as originally scheduled due to an injury suffered in sparring, which is a cut above his eyebrow. Which look, to be in all honesty, man, it looks pretty gnarly, pretty nasty. And these things happen. You know, when you're preparing for a fight, there is no other way to prepare. You got to spar, and sometimes it does happen. Look, am I surprised that they were sparring that hard, sort of so close to the fight? Yeah, a little bit. You know, especially this is not just any fighter. This is just not any amateur fighter or he's the the premium heavyweight currently in the world. And I think I would have assumed there would be some precautionary measures around in terms of that. So yeah, look, man, I know the footage got released. Surprising in this situation, like the video wasn't as clear. You can't see what really caused the cut. It's evident that he's wearing protective gear, so it must have been a really hard shot that would have opened him up. Man, but look, it's unfortunate. I don't want to use the C word here, but I feel like this fight is cursed. You know, we've been waiting for this fight for such a long time. The unification bout, we were almost there. They released this epic promotion. I think I sent you the video, City. I saw it and I'm like, man, this is just it all feels right. Like the biggest fight in the history of boxing. The promo looks epic, and then yeah, like I knew like in the back of my mind, given the history with this fight, something could happen. So unfortunately, it did. But hey, look, you can't put any blame on Tyson Fury. I know there are the camp that said stuff like he's a coward and all that, which is not true. I think he himself in that breaking news conference said, he's fought 30 people. He's fought some of the scariest fighters. I don't. It's not. This is not on purpose. Obviously, it happens. It's just bad timing and bad luck. It's very unfortunate. That's what it is. But good news, right? The good news is that it is rescheduled to a new date. Before we talk about the date, I wanted to get your thoughts, your view on this whole thing that unfolded um, yesterday in terms of the fight getting cancelled slash rescheduled.
Yeah, man, just such a tough blow for us fans. And kind of taken a double blow in the last 6 months with the MMA mega fight between John Jones and Stipe Miocic, and then
Yeah,
this one, two fights, that if you'd asked me at the start of a year, I would have, probably put it the two at the top. And as you said, we've been waiting for this for so long to be so close and to get this cruel blow. Um, I'm not one of those conspiracy theorists that think anyone's ducking anyone. I think this is just a
yeah,
case of our rotten luck,
yeah,
you know, and I think it's a case of basically he's sparring heavily in an attempt to give it his best. I think, and it's just an unfortunate thing in regards to the video, super grainy, conveniently. I don't really make
yeah,
anything of the video, but you don't really know. I don't know who took it and with what device and all that.
yeah,
All I know
yeah,
is that I'm a black and white person. We have the date. We have these
yeah,
two guys that went on the show, and I want to ask you,
yeah.
DJ, what were your takeaways from this exclusive with Ariel Hawani, joined by
Yeah,
the Excellency Turkey, Al
yeah,
Sheikh?
yeah. It was like a whole, like I said, man. It was it caught me off guard. It was all left field. Um, great, uh, great to see. Obviously, them doing this on the MMA Hour podcast with Ariel Elwani. It's just kind of like a FU to all the boxing media, to be honest, if you ask me, right? There's so many boxing media productions, but they chose to go with. And it seems like I mean, looking at the way it was done, it wasn't in the studio. It was, I think the timing was not the standard timing of their release episode. So I'm inclined to believe that they reached out to him to be the platform to release this, which obviously it's a golden opportunity, and we obviously got the breaking news on his platform. But yeah, I'll be keen to hear what the rest of the boxing media think about that, and sort of why they got snubbed. Um, but good for us. That's obviously not just that, but it also brings more eyeballs towards that the MMA Hour show, and then through that, more eyeballs on the sport of MMA as well. In terms of the whole thing, it looked like a press conference, but it was like a video conference. Um, and there were times where there was back and forth, but obviously they were giving their side of what happened, and their thoughts. I still thought both fighters were quite respectful towards each other. There was at one point where Tyson Fury had some issues to sort out with Usyk's manager for some of the comments he had made, calling him a coward, and that's what I mentioned when I said he spoke about how he has had 30 fights and whatnot. So, but one thing I don't think I did read that statement from the manager. I don't think he called his wife any names. It was just he was calling a sparring partner something and saying that he made the sparring partner do it. So that was, I guess, the one miscommunication. And nonetheless, I just don't think that Tyson Fury is scared of Usyk. Is it a big fight? Is there a lot of risk? Absolutely, but I just don't think either party is scared of the other person. I just think like you said, it's rotten luck. But we've got a date, man. We've got the 18th of May locked in. All right, and seems like ever since the Saudi Arabia uh, took over this sort of getting more involved in boxing, especially Turkey Al Sheikh. I think we've had a lot of movement in boxing. We're seeing these mega fights happen. We're seeing, especially in the heavyweight division, man. The heavyweight division seeing a lot of movement, and mostly thanks to Saudi Arabia and sort of what they've put in place. And as such, he comes out and boldly says, and I don't think, by the looks of it, again, looking at the reaction of the fighters, I don't think it was disgust, right? But he said, look, if they don't make it to the next fight, there's going to be a 10 million penalty coming out from the other person's pocket. So that's a pretty steep amount. Like if you look at it, $10 million, right? Like I mean, if you're expected to win, like if your purse is like 50 million, you're still losing 10 million. That's huge. So look, let's hope we don't have to think or worry about any of that. Come May 18th, we've got both Usyk and Fury ready to go. And they get in that ring, and we finally get to see that. But I reckon once that first punch is thrown, there will be a sigh of relief, not just from us, but from every single boxing fan. Think, okay, this fight is underway. Do you know what I mean? So we're hoping for that. Sure, they'll nut out the contract and the clauses. I don't think it's going to be as simple as, okay, you don't make it to the fight, it's 10 million. I'm sure there will be areas of concern that will be addressed, health towards fighters. So if there is, I'm not saying again touch wood, but if someone's got any fatal injuries or has encountered a risk to their health, I'm sure your life obviously matters more than a fight. So you hopefully you won't be held accountable to pay that $10 million. But again, like I said, let's hope we don't have to go there. Let's hope the fight happens May 18th. But the one thing that I wanted to sort of draw attention to is what this means for the rest of the division, the rest of the fights in the division. We knew in that AJ and Ngannou press conference, His Excellency came out and said, "Oh, look, the winner of this will be fighting the winner of Usyk and Fury." Now, by the time that fight would have taken place in March, this would have been completed, and we would have had a winner. But now that's not going to be the case. That fight's going to happen first. Will the winner then wait around for the winner of this fight? I mean, it's not a big wait, like it's another 2 months after that. But we just had to wait and see. Obviously, it does cause that confusion and potentially could cause, uh, some delays in fights happening. AJ said he wants to fight 3 times this year, or three or more, and this might cause delays because once this fight happens in May, you gotta, depending on how they come out of the fight, the winner, you gotta wait for them to heal up, get back into training camp. You know what I mean? So does that mean then, you know whoever the winner of AJ versus Ngannou is going to wait for that long to get back in? So we'll see. I think for Francis Ngannou, it'll be a different story. Say if he gets the job done, he'll probably wait for Fury. What he will be doing is, we know that his PFL debut is imminent. He's probably going to then turn his attention towards MMA, make his PFL debut, and compete in MMA in between while they wait for the winner of Fury Usyk. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think they mean business. I think it's quite clear they want to make this done, get this done, and it will get done. So I'm really confident, and they put on such a professional show. With the Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh,
Yeah,
Alal Sheikh, and yeah, I love the banter in the video, back and forth. It was very entertaining.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm just still very excited. This hasn't really dampened much
that,
of my excitement, for it. We saw some footage of Fury looking, in the best shape that I've seen
yeah.
him recently. Usyk, we know, is probably going to be lean and like he normally is as well. Yeah, look forward. Since you sent me that hype video, it's it's just
Man,
taken on another level. But yeah, the AJ thing and the rest of the show, the rest of the divisions, I think it's all linked. I think this Saudi
yeah,
Arabia, they're definitely gonna keep this thing buzzing, and I think this
yeah.
is gonna be the kind of new Vegas for the heavyweights.
Absolutely, and just for the combat scene in general, right? We know the UFC is going there too. The UFC's going to Saudi, and they're trying to put this big card together. Man, you said something really valid. Like, I mean, in terms of Tyson Fury being in the best shape of his life, it's true. We've seen that photo surface. He does look in the best shape. It obviously shows that he's taken this seriously, which you have to. In a fight of this magnitude, an opponent of that caliber, you need to be prepared. You need to be, and for both fighters, they've got to be in their best shape. And as fans, we want that too. We want both fighters to be in the best shape of their lives, healthy, uncompromised when they get into that ring, because we want to see, we want to make sure the outcome of that fight is unhindered. Obviously, everyone and a lot of fighters say this is like you go into, you're always going to go in with niggles, but that's a different story to some serious injury. Now, I don't think there's any way Tyson Fury could have fought with that. Like, that close to the fight, stitch it up, patch it up, doesn't matter. You get in there, you take a couple of shots there, it's going to open up. It's gonna bleed. It's going to blur your vision. There's going to be a lot of complications. So you don't want that in a fight of such magnitude. You want the the outcome to be very clear, with no form of controversy. So yeah, man, absolutely. And look, I'm going to be very honest. Yesterday when this came out, like it did dampen my spirit. I did get very annoyed, but like I was like, man, this fight's never happening. Just forget about it, right? You know what? Even if all this happens, and what they're probably going to try and now fight again next year, or the divisions will move on. They'll fight someone else. Because I did see reports where they were saying Usyk was going to go fight someone else. But then today's breaking news, the video surfaced, and I've watched that, and then to see the level of commitment, especially uh, from uh, Al Sheikh, and also from the fighters, it kind of gives us hope that yeah, they want to make this fight, but it's not a prolonged delay. It's 18th of May, reasonable wait. Okay, it's three more months, but that's fine. We'll get there. And then look, it's going to happen, and I think they'll do everything they possibly can. They might even implement those precautionary measures that we were talking about in terms of, okay, like how late you're going to keep leave hard sparring for, all these kind of things. I'm sure will be addressed.
Be back.
Um,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah, definitely, man. I agree. Yeah, so let's look forward to it. May 16, the new date. It's going to be incredible. The build up, all of that. Look forward to it. Hopefully, no more sparring mishaps. Any last thoughts on this matchup?
No, man, super excited. Still, it's going to be extremely skilled matchup. It's going to be a display of skills, and I can't wait to watch it. That's it. Like, simple as that. Let's just hope for the best. Fingers crossed, everything goes according to plan, and we see these two baddest men on the planet get in the ring, right? And then one of them gets crowned the baddest man on the earth. And the best thing is, it's for all the belts, all the marbles. So yeah, man, I'm keen, super excited. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, legacy fight, and I will
Okay.
see you soon.